So I feel like I need to just share with you as a church some of my own struggles as a Christian, because I'm never just open, I never talk in front of people. But I'm here to share my testimony with you before I sing. I've been a Christian since I was old enough to speak the words that I am a Christian. I've always loved the Lord, and I've always watched all the VeggieTales and learned the right way. My parents always brought me to church, and I just thought I had it all figured out, and that's what being a Christian was, and that I had it down. Well, when I was 8 years old, my life took a dramatic turn as I slowly developed high-functioning anxiety, childhood high-functioning anxiety. Even with being homeschooled, a lot of times I struggled to get up in the morning, and I refused to eat at meal times, and I would spend the whole day shaking like a leaf until I could go to sleep at night, which gave me a small form of relief. I hid this as much as I could from my family and anybody I loved, because to me, it was my own issue that I had to deal with, and it was my burden to bear. One good thing about anxiety was some seasons were better than others in the way that I could have a meal or two, but most of the times it was 10 to 15 panic attacks a day. These seasons of living on a roller coaster turned into months, and those months turned into years. And it wasn't until March of my sophomore year of high school that I ever experienced so great a change. I figured out by then, if I was in school having a panic attack and someone saw me shaking, I could play it off saying that I was really cold, or I could be excused to go to the bathroom and try to compose myself. One day I could not do so, and so I remember one night I was having such a terrible panic attack that I didn't sleep the whole night. I went to sleep finally about 4 o'clock, woke up in a puddle of sweat at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't able to go to school. I just didn't have the strength. So the panic attack lasted all day into that day and into the next night, and then the morning when I woke up, it was still going on, but I had to go to school anyway because I had to play the part like everything was fine. So I got to first period, where my teacher was Miss Shelley, and she knew something was wrong, and she asked me what was going on, and I told her, I said, Miss Shelley, I don't think that I can live like this anymore. I said, I'm struggling with anxiety, and I don't want to tell anybody about it, but I said, if this is the way the rest of my life is going to be, I don't want to live. I can't do this anymore. So she told me that we were just going to pray. So 11 of my peers and I, we all prayed for peace. They prayed for peace over me, and then my teacher got to me and she prayed for healing. She took me aside and told me that the Lord could do anything and that He was powerful. And I told her, Miss Shelley, I've been praying since I was 8 years old, and I'm still living like I am, so nothing's going to happen for me. She told me that you have to believe in order to ask God to do something for you. So we all began to pray, and every day we would pray for our chapel service and then my healing. It wasn't until about a month later, when I was taken to the doctor, not for any mental or emotional reasons, just a sinus infection, that they discovered that something was wrong with my nose, and that I had a deviated septum, which seemed to block oxygen from a certain part of my brain. I'd read online, and I thought I may have figured it out. This could be the end of my anxiety. So I asked my doctor, I said, could that be blocking the part of my brain that causes me to function this way? And he said, no, that's not it. Probably not. So I remember driving around that day after I left the doctor, so just disheartened that he said that this was not going to be over and that I was going to have to live my life like this. And there came a point to where I said, Lord, I trust you. I trust you with my physical being, and I'd have to trust you with my faith. And I had to take a leap of faith myself. So I remember as time came closer, I just got scared. And I thought, Lord, even if you don't heal me, you're still God. You're still powerful. And I remember a few days before surgery, just flipping through my Bible, looking for some kind of sign, something to tell me that everything was going to be okay. And I opened up to verses like Psalm 46, 2-3, He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of mud and mire, but He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a new hymn of praise to our God. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4:8, you make known to me the path of life. Psalm 16:11. And verses like these are kind of what gave me hope in that time. I remember going into surgery that day thinking, this is the day I'm going to be healed, this is it. And I remember every nurse that came in, I would try to share as much as I can. The Lord's going to heal me. Everything's going to be fine after this. And I remember right before I went to sleep, I was on the medicine, and I told them, I'm a Christian, and I believe God's got this. And before I fell asleep, I heard the whole OR erupt in an amen. So when I woke up, I expected things to kind of be the same. Well, they're not. I'm completely healed of my anxiety, and I have not had a panic attack since June 21st, 2018, of when I had surgery. The Lord has been good to me. The thief came to steal and kill and destroy, and I'm telling you now, I can live a life that is so different. I can appreciate so many things, and I know that so many people still struggle with that, but nothing is too big for God. Even things doctors say, nothing is too big for God. And now I have that, I know that for myself. There is power in prayer, and He listens to you.